Hey, YouTubers and friends. Good evening and hello to each and every one of you. Hope you're all doing okay. Marco, good seeing you. My chat and my StreamYards ain't working again this week for some reason. Jim, Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp. David, Megadog, great seeing you. Barb, we have a detectorist for the most part. I believe he is with us tonight. David Villa, mi amigo. Hobo Rob, Y Gold, a lot of Robs in the audience tonight. CK, Kangaroo. I'm sure people are moseying in. I hope everyone's doing great. Hey, James, how are you? The Beauty and the Beast in my Beauty and the Beard. Sorry, buddy. In my house tonight. Hope you had a great time in Alabama at the Alabama Gold Camp for Mind Labs Master the Metal. I think there were some fellow Buckeye chapter members down there, Sam and James and Patrick and his better half, all kinds of people. Mike Anderson. Sorry. Yeah. Bart, welcome. Had a blast. I bet. Even got a flash in your pan, I hope. Pun intended. Tonight we have a gentleman from the Motherlode, owner of Motherlode Prospecting LLC, and can visit his website. Links down in the description. Learn the Wild is his channel name. Channel's also linked down in the description. He's a nugget shooter, I believe, for the most part. I don't know if he does much sniping or sleuthing or goes to states where he's allowed to dredge or not. Everything I've seen has pretty much been detecting. He's been to the Garrett hunt, the ones you've seen with Pioneer Polly, our friend here on Tuesday Night Hangout Live, Pioneer Polly, and Dan Hurd and Jeff Williams. All great guys, all great guests at one time. And should see some of the nuggets he found, and I'm really positive we brought up, I think I brought up gold porn, but hopefully he has some of his treasure handy so he could share with all you gold porn perverts out there. I'm sure Hobo Rob would love to see some. Well, honestly, I think you all want to see it, just like I do. James, how you doing? Now my chat room has logos in it. What is it? One week it's one thing, the other week it's another thing. Or I don't mean logos, tags. Flipping YouTube. Oh, flipping YouTube. All right, everybody, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to join my awesome chat and become part of the Flash fam. And please share on your tab, share on Facebook, wherever. Hey, Bill, how you doing, Ohio Relic Hunter? And on that note, I think I'm pretty good for now. So without further any whatever, you know what I mean. Let's get this party started. Nikko and I will be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night Hangout Live with your host Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
Good afternoon, Nikko, and welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live.
Hey, Ed. Glad to be here.
Looks like it's a beautiful sunny day in sunny California.
It is. Yep. Starting to get a little bit chilly finally, though.
It's about that time of year.
Thank God.
What's your latitude?
My latitude, I'm just east of San Francisco by about 2.5 hours.
Well, are you up in the foothills or in the Sierras, or
Yeah, the
are
lower
you down in the valley?
the lower foothills of Sierra Nevada. So right where the rolling oaks turn into the chaparral.
Okay. My foster brother James, never know, he might even be in here lurking or something. He lives up in Boehner, and Boehner has a little bit of gold history up there. They actually have a hard rock mine on their property, I think, too. Once flooded, though.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Beautiful country. Last time I was back in my native state was, well, 2 years ago for might have been 3 years ago for my mom's funeral. And then about 5 years ago, I went to some YouTuber friends of mine and prospected with them and hung out with several of them for a week.
Where is your home state, Ed?
California.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was Washington. We've talked about that quite a bit.
It's my youngest son home state. I was born and raised in Anaheim.
Okay.
And I pretty much lived at Newport and Huntington Beach, or down at Trestles, or down in Baja. At that time, surfing was my religion, my cult, whatever you want to call it. And I just had way too much fun for my own good, and got to a point where it was an unhealthy lifestyle. And got
Well, how old were you?
I'm 64.
No, back when you made that realization.
And
some of us make that at 20, and some of us at 60.
Yeah, true. And it's harder when you make it older you get. But yeah. I was in my late 20s when I said enough of this lifestyle. I'm sick of the localism, and everything I really liked to do took me to the desert, took me up to the mountains, or took me to the beach most of the time.
Right.
And so I sat down in my room and threw a dart in the air on a map of the USA, and it landed in Washington. And I had a friend of mine, Michelle Kellogg, who live on Fildago Island in Anacortes. So
I live there too.
We talked to her brother, and they're like, come on up. And then from there, I moved to Burlington. And then I got married, had children, and moved up to Cedro Woolley, then up to a small hamlet just across Highway 20 from Hamilton called Pumpkin Center. And pretty much lived one road over from the Crown Pacific Main Line, and had
we kind of had similar. We had a kind of similar journey through Washington, Ed. Yeah. I landed in Anacortes. I went east to Mount Vernon, and then I moved up to Concrete.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you were just another 10 miles upriver from me.
Yeah, I was actually in Cape Horn, right on the river.
Okay. Yeah.
Where it floods every year, so every house is on
right. Actually, I worked for C&D Salvage and Recycling at the Skagit Valley incinerator, taking in recyclables at one time. And after the floods, people would bring in all kinds of stuff. And I just asked them a couple of questions. Okay, no, I'll take care of it. Just put it over there. And I'd buy that stuff off my boss for pennies.
Like what type of stuff?
Oh, Pioneer stereos and turntables and good speakers. I'd ask some key questions, and then if I had to let it dry out, I'd open it up, I'd let it air out, and always worked. High-end electronic stuff, and I'd turn around and sell it and make a lot of profit.
Yeah, I used to do computer repair, and as long as you get those boards dried up before they corrode, I mean, they power it back on.
I wouldn't take nothing that got muddy and stuff, but if it got a little wet, I just open it up and dry it. Soak up. I use rice sometimes, or taco tortillas, flour tortillas.
That's a new one.
Just soak up the moisture and stuff.
Did you know we went to the same college?
Oh, you went to Skagit Valley College too?
I did, yeah. I ended up living right across the street, right across LaVenture, in the apartment complex right there. But yeah, I studied. I went for welding and metallurgy, and then I got a job over there at the shipyard at Dakota Creek. And
I still have a semester to go for my associates. My wife filed on divorce a month before she graduated, or my ex-wife, and I was working full-time and going to school too, and I was working on environmental conservation.
That's what I ended up going back for, was biology, and living up there and seeing the steelhead and salmon decline.
Because I figured with
interest in it, so I went back to. I said, and I want to study fisheries and figure this shit out. But that never worked out, so here I am.
I hear you. I figured with what I was going for, I could go into logging, fisheries, even maybe venture towards a geology degree, or
Oh yeah.
Depending on how me and school never really got along too well. So um,
So you're in the Midwest, right? You're in Ohio, or
yeah, I'm in West Central Ohio.
okay?
It's kind of flat. When I get homesick, I have to head more towards Ohio Relic Hunter in the chat room. It's a lot hillier in Central Ohio, and the glacier's kind of flattened where I am, but where all the glacial outwash and stuff is a lot more hilly, and yeah. But if I get really, really, really homesick, I have to drive a lot farther to some real mountains.
Well, come on out to California.
Well, I
We gotta do a
really
big-
want to get there for Blue Leads Nugget Hunt next year. I've been wanting to get there and hang out with my friend Jeff and Gary again. And you might know them or watch their videos. Two Toes
Yeah, I was over
and
at the
Smith's
Yuba.
Gold.
Yeah, a couple months ago, we had they had the Yuba dig. I was out there. Met them.
Yeah, there's a few of my friends that were out there. A redheaded Irish guy with a beard about as long as his knees. JP Lonzimore was out there along with Brewers Prospecting Jeff and Rose Nose Treasure, and I actually know a few people, and Tim, who hosts it, I've played with him on the Yuba before. I want to get out there, do some more nugget shooting. And speaking of, that's what you mostly do, right?
I mean, the past few years, yeah. That's
You
been.
don't snipe or
Oh, I snipe. I love sniping.
okay.
But I don't do a whole lot of that. Mainly detect. But when I do snipe, I'm usually metal detecting. So I'll bring in a waterproof detector and
Well,
go and
that
scan.
only makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, how deep? Now, I think I saw a picture of your vehicle and it had 2 Garretts in it and 2 Mine Labs.
I think it had more in it than that. I had a GPC 7. I had a GPC 7000. I had 2 Axioms. I had a Goldmaster 24K. I had an Equinox 900. I might have had the Gold Bug 2 that day as well. And I think I left the Gold Monster at home.
I forget the comment. Someone was asking how many gold getting machines were in that truck and something.
All of them.
You said all of them.
That was a good day. Yeah, that was that year. That was last year. I didn't get a deer, and I was getting toward the end of deer season. And I said, you know, I'm gonna go out and hit this spot real quick. If that buck that I know has been sitting there is not there, then I'm not leaving until I come back with a buck or an ounce of gold. And up pulling out an ounce of gold and 2 silver coins. So would have been nice to have a buck, but with the price of gold right now.
Yeah, and silver's not doing too bad lately. It's not quite the $50 mark anymore, I don't think. But
yeah, there's been a pullback, but I expect it's going to keep going up.
That's how it is. What year were they and what were they?
Geez, I'd have to go take a look. These might be them sitting here right now. There's a Liberty, Standing Liberty quarter, and a Mercury dime.
Oh, cool. Well, silver. Just like I say about gold, don't care if it's flour to nuggets. Gold is gold, and all gold's good gold.
All adds up.
Yes, sir. Oh, so get to know you a little bit and about your channel and stuff. How did your journeys begin into gold prospecting and outdoor exploration and stuff? How'd that begin?
Well, those are two different stories, Ed.
Well,
I'll
we
save
have
the
2 hours.
yeah, I'll save the outdoor journey for later. But as far as
Okay.
gold prospecting, I had traveled around the country. When I turned 18, I grew up in the Bay Area in San Jose.
Okay.
So
Oh,
the
okay.
first logical thing I could think to do was to move. So I took off. I had a friend that lived out in Texas, and I lived on a farm out there in Llano County in a little town called Tao, and worked on an okra farm for a little bit. Then went out east to Baytown and Angleton, worked with my cousin for a bit, and then ended up in Arizona, Washington, Colorado, bounced around back and forth. And then in 2009, I found myself back in the Bay Area. So I told myself I got to get out of here. I can't do this. I can't live here. Can't deal with the traffic, the people. So when I got an opportunity to work remotely, I took it. And I found an agent. I said, I need at least this much land. I need this many bedrooms. I needed to be in a gun-friendly county.
Right.
And found me 2 homes. First one didn't have central air, so that was almost a deal breaker, but it had a lot more land. And then I found this place and instantly put an offer on it. And that was back in May of 2015. And first thing I did is, after moving in, is I bought a gold pan. Went down to the river and had no idea what I was doing. Digging the sand off the top on the sandbars, thinking, okay, there's got to be gold in there, right? There's gold all over here. Couldn't find a speck anywhere I looked. I put the pan away. Maybe a year later, 6 months later, I'd throw it in the truck because I knew I'd be going down, down the river again.
Mm-hmm.
Try again, nothing. And most of the things I do, I go pretty hardcore. Like I'll research and I'll put in, like, every night watching YouTube videos, buy every book I can find. But the gold thing, it just kind of it didn't seem like it was worth the time to put in. I just kind of had it in the back of my head that maybe I'd get a few little specks of gold. So I didn't really try too hard. And
Okay.
in 2022, we had some pretty bad storms. And I look across this seasonal creek on my property, and I see the neighbor's bank was just sloughed off. So I'm like, and it's pretty steep and it curves down. So I'm looking out the window, taking a look, and I can't see my side. So
Right.
I walk, I'm checking out the damage, and I've got a little feeder creek that goes in there. And sure as shit, there's a little specimen, 3.5 gram quartz gold specimen, sunbaking right there. Like,
Nice.
And 7 years, and I've been sitting on gold the whole time. And actually, that year, I ended up losing my job. I was out of work, so I spent all of late spring, summer, into fall basically digging through that creek and pulling out gold and paying bills that way. And just got into it pretty hard. So I picked up a Nocta detector off of Craigslist, and it was a Nocta macro amphibio multi, which is an awesome detector for parks. I mean, I went powering through some of the local parks and just popping coins out like crazy, But it wasn't too great at finding gold nuggets. So I did some research, and everyone's like, get that gold monster, get the gold monster. So I went and got a gold monster, and second target was a 21 gram nugget. Like, okay,
that paid for that detector.
Yeah, I mean, gold was 1,800 an ounce at the time. So at the time, I didn't think the tech industry, which I'm working in, was falling apart. And I assumed that, okay, I'm out of work. I'm going to take a little time off and kind of enjoy myself. And I started researching, better quality equipment. And I found the Garrett Axiom. I didn't want to go and spend 10 grand on a GPZ 7000 at the time.
Right.
One up, and I went from finding gold every day or two to absolutely nothing for weeks. And then I'm not getting any calls back, any emails back on any of my resumes. And I got that realization that oh Lord, I made a big mistake. And couldn't return it. I might have been able to, but I just kept at it, and eventually it clicked. I figured it out and just started finding new ground and doing some. Then I started doing a real deep dive on the geology of the area where the gold was deposited in my county, and
Right.
that a lot of the gold that was left over wasn't where I was looking. It wasn't at the bottom of the creeks. So a lot of it was up actually on the hillsides, even on
find some old channels up there or benches. And
Calaveras County and Amador County have some amazing tertiary deposits that are still untapped.
yeah, and if you feel energetic and you see some hand stack, you want to move a stack of hand stack to get to the version under it.
Yeah, I found a few of those.
I just wish I would have learned about gold when I was a beach bum surfing. I would have been ditching to dredge instead of ditching to surf.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thinking back, I mean, if I got into it, when I first moved up here, I mean, much
but
different. A lot of the ground's been worked out. A lot of spots.
But if that was the case, I wouldn't be where I'm at now with all you people as friends, huh, Kevin? Interesting.
Yeah, so
I bet you have gold in your backyard there.
Me? Yeah. That summer, I think I pulled out. I had pulled out at least 7 ounces that summer, but there's definitely more. So that's not counting all of the fines and the little flakes that I ended up melting down. I figured melting it down and refining it myself, I'd get more money for it. And now I realize keeping it as placer gold, there's some value there, some added value. So I ended up getting into refining my own gold and realizing that kind of difficult to sell if it's not a maple coin or something like that. So now I keep it all as placer. I'll refine it down if I want to make jewelry or something like that.
So you took up jewelry making?
I did, yeah. I made some pretty cool pieces.
Nice. Yeah. Well, shoot. Look at Kayla Johansson, she dredges her gold and makes her jewelry. She's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I've talked to her a little bit. I've seen some of her stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, she does a lot of the wire wrap.
Yeah.
I picked up some of that wire and I gave it a shot. And let's just say it's not as easy as it looks.
Judy has one of her necklaces. But yeah, I don't know if I have the patience for that. But a lot of work looks cool. Even if you did some like lost wax mold, what they call that, lost wax molds.
Yeah, lost
for
wax
rings and stuff. Do that. Make some rings.
That. I've taken titanium tubing and thrown that on the lathe and made a pair of rings.
Oh,
And
cool.
then I cut out a channel in them and did an inlay with some nuggets or flakes in there, and used some UV resin epoxy and sealed them in. Those come out real nice. Anodized them as well. That was fun, learning how to do that.
Kevin's saying no wire wrapping is tricky. I mean, the basic wraps are pretty easy, but the detailed stuff is another story. He might get back into it.
Well, I gave it my best shot and tried to make something for Jerry McMullen of Jerry's Detectors. It ended up turning out like shit. So pretty sure he just clipped the gold bar out of the middle of the piece and kept that.
Well, always get better, right? The more you practice, the more you get better.
Yeah, it's not something I do very often, but it's a nice skill to have.
Now, what's your favorite way to look for gold?
To look for it,
Yeah,
like look for an
to
area.
prospect.
Well, we've been talking about it, metal detecting.
Okay, detecting's your favorite. What's your favorite detector?
There is no favorite detector, Ed.
There is no favorite detector.
There's no favorite detector. I can tell you my favorite combo. My overall favorite combo would be a Minelab Equinox 900 with the 6-inch coil and the Garrett Axiom with the 11-inch monocoil. And I almost exclusively run those two together unless I'm in an area that I know has large, deep gold, and then I'll run the GPZ 7000. And it's got to be kind of a flatter area where I'm not hiking into, because that machine's not very lightweight. It does not collapse down very well.
Do you have a harness for it?
I have the harness. I've used it before when I've thrown the 17-inch and the 19-inch coils on there. But now I just run the 12-inch nugget finder, and I'll just use the guide bar.
Okay.
But I do have the harness. It's just a little more effort. You know, you have to unhook yourself and extra steps, get your pick out, and
right.
And most of the stuff you're digging out is trash, so it just adds time. And when you're, the name of the game is covering ground, really, in a lot of these areas, unless you're doing some detail work and cleaning up an old patch you know about, then you really just have to cover ground and hunt for a patch.
Let me shout out a couple of people. I'm having a hard time recognizing some of their names because usually I see their names different in my chat. And for some reason, it has them on their handle like my friend King Prospector. I was just saw him today. Hey, Down East Detecting and Prospecting. How you doing? Dorothy Richardson, good to see you. And
Barty and us, yes. I actually run all of the Axiom coils. So I'll run the 11-inch, the 13, and the 16-inch in mono and the double D focus core. But these days, I primarily run the mono. I find that I get more depth, more sensitivity, better pinpointing, and it seems to run a little smoother. The 13-inch double D, I would say that's probably the only one I really pull into the lineup these days. But as far as depth goes, yeah, those monocoils definitely punch deep.
I have to reply to Barb. She's a detectorist from the southeast.
Oh, okay.
If I remember right, it's in the Carolinas. It wasn't that way last week, though, Barb, and I don't understand why. I think I need new glasses too. Brad, how you doing, Rocky Mountain Prospector? Ringo and Czar.
Catching up on the chat here.
Yeah, Torchy. Got a few detectorists in here, quite a few prospectors and detectorists. A good mix of treasure hunters. Y Gold's prospecting detectorists out of San Diego area. Yeah, I don't care for YouTube name changes. Last week it wasn't like that. I don't know if I did something or what.
Rocky Mountain Prospector. It depends on the ground. I'd say start with the mono. I find the mono to be a little more stable and a little bit more consistent.
Still brand new, huh, Barb? Now, what's been your most scariest time? Let's stay on treasure hunting and detecting and stuff. While you've been out detecting,
The scariest that while I've been out detecting.
cougar, bear, oh my.
Not too worried about them.
Rattlesnake you almost stepped on.
Believe it or not, you see that pile of antler sheds behind me, and you've seen the nuggets I've dug. Guess how many rattlesnakes I've seen in my 41 years?
Probably hardly.
I've seen two. One was a baby, not that big. One of them was about 4 feet. My cat was fighting it. So I screamed at her. Said, "Hey, get over here." She runs across the creek, you know. But the thing
they say cats are faster than a snake strike.
Yeah, they are. I didn't know that at the time.
Right.
I didn't want her to get bit. She's a cool cat. She follows me around the property and hangs out while I'm prospecting. So she got the nickname Polly the Prospecting Pussy. Some of the videos and some of the pictures on social media, she'll be sitting there in the background, just kind of keeping an eye out.
What would be a bit of advice you give to someone starting out in gold prospecting? Let's say nugget shooting.
I would say get with someone that offers some training and can get you on some ground that has gold and known gold. I see a lot of guys that go out, and I'm the same way. I'll go and just pick a spot on the map. Is it claimed? It's not claimed. Just check it out. And over the years, I've kind of picked up on where to cherry pick those spots, but that takes a lot of time. So
but before you pick those spots, you did look for gold regions or gold districts, right? Where it's been found before.
Well, that's the thing about here in the California Motherlode is that, we've got the rivers that are flowing east to west.
Right.
But millions of years ago, they were flowing
north to south.
They were branching out. They shifted around. I mean, it's a maze. And you go up to up here in Calaveras County, up to the West Point vein complex, and it's just a total puzzle. I don't know if anyone's totally figured it out yet, but you've got these veins that will just dip and disappear for miles, and then just pop up completely barren, dip down, pop back up full of gold, and they just fracture, and it's wild. I actually went out with Jerry McMullen in April of Jerry's Detectors out in Idaho, and I've been offering training out here in Calaveras and Tuolumne County, but I wanted to go out and hunt the desert, and I spent some time with him and went through his class, and I had picked up my Equinox from him, and I would say that's probably the best way to go, would be to go out and find someone like that offers that. If you want to detect, as far as sluicing and panning, there's a lot of public spots, hands and pans only, that you're pretty much guaranteed to find at least a few specks of gold if you're digging, if you're rolling rocks and digging down. But get with someone that can put you on the gold and show you what you're doing wrong and teach you the right habits early, because once you learn those bad habits, they're hard to break. They can be.
Right.
Especially if you're a detectorist already, you're a coin shooter, relic hunter, and you try to switch over into nugget hunting, those are the people that struggle the most that I found. The people that have never held a detector before, they're the ones they're sponges. They listen to everything. Right. They pay very close attention.
So a nugget hunter, well, I mean, let's say a coin shooter and stuff, they're used to using it one way and listen for different tones than like you would being a nugget hunter, shooting for nuggets.
Yeah, there's different tones. Gold will read a lot of the times close to iron. You'll get similar signals on a VLF.
Well, yeah, gold rides an iron horse. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll even on pulse induction machines, you'll have gold will typically give you that high low high signal, and iron will low high low. But that's not always the case. So there's some tricks and tips that you can use that help you, identify, either get a little deeper and you can walk away before you dig it. But believe it or not, I mean, some of the biggest nuggets I've dug and that I've seen dug, I have friends that have dug nuggets that are 19 ounce plus that made their detector just completely flip. And if anyone else would have walked over it, they probably would have thought it was an axe head or a shovel head or something like that and just kept going.
I tend to dig anything. If there's a signal, I'll dig it.
And that's what I did the first couple of years, and lately I've been bringing that Equinox with me and kind of sanity checking those targets, and it's helped a bit. And I know that I've missed gold, but I also know that it's put me on more gold because I've been allowed to, make more progress. And it also depends on the area too. If you're detecting really small gold, you're going to be going real slow, real low.
Right.
So it might not be about covering a lot of ground. It might just be about very thoroughly covering that one crack in the bedrock. And it's actually kind of funny. There's one slab of bedrock in my creek that I've gone over with the Nocta, the Gold Monster, the Axiom, the 24K. Oh, the Equinox 900, and a whole variety of coils, and never heard anything in it. Went and picked up a Gold Bug 2. Technology's like 35 years old. They haven't changed a lot in the majority of my lifetime. And first time running it over there. Oh, well, there's something in there. Start scraping it out and pulled 3 little pieces that I had to basically put on a dime and use the macro mode on my iPhone to get a decent picture of them. So
wow.
there's no favorite detector.
Just different tools in your kit, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of home renovations, and just like my tool bags. I mean, what's your favorite tool? Well, am I pounding a nail, or am I
Right.
driving a line on this 2x4 to cut it?
Now, what's been your favorite relic find?
Favorite relic find? Do coins count?
Yeah,
Okay. My favorite relic find, I
sure.
think it's probably tied. So one of them is a California fractional.
Nice.
And then the next is an 1849 gold dollar.
Ooh.
And this one's got a cool story. So when the 49ers were playing in the Super Bowl last, I'm not a big football guy. So I don't know, I might lose some of your fans here over that, but
Well, neither am I.
yeah, I like hockey, but
Oh yeah, okay.
football was a little faster. They didn't have all those 10-minute breaks.
You just got Megadog's attention. He works with hockey.
Oh yeah,
But my dad was a football coach. I rebelled. I surfed, played water polo, and swam. I like hockey.
oh yeah. The Super Bowl was going on. Everyone was watching it, and I decided to go down to the creek, and I had a friend with me, and went detecting and dug a little gold crystal, and then right around that same rock dug that 49 gold dollar.
Oh, nice.
So the Gold Prospectors magazine ended up putting that picture on the front of their I think it was last December's issue.
I might have it then. I might have seen it. Isn't it, Torchy? That is nice. Any of you in the audience have any questions for Nikko? Bring them up. I can't highlight them in
Gold Hunter,
StreamYards, unfortunately.
The original Gold Bug's a good machine. I haven't run the original Gold Bug. I'd like to try and compare it to the Gold Bug 2. I also haven't tried the original Gold Bug 2 that was all analog. I've heard that you can do a modification on those and kind of tweak a little bit more juice out of them.
Hobo Rob wants gold porn.
You want
you might have to walk up to your camera and show these perverts the nuggets.
I think I can just.
They like it up close and tight.
All right. You like that close-up porn?
We're beyond a half hour in the show, so I don't think YouTube will knock me for that. They should be used to it by now.
So there's the dollar.
That's in really good condition too.
Yeah, it has some wear. I don't know how that would grade.
Can't hear you now, though. You need to change your mic or check your mic setting. When you change camera.
Right. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Evidently, he can hear us. Or is it on my end? I think it might be on my end. Say something.
All right. Well, they can hear me.
Yep, it's on my end.
All right. Yeah, so there's that dollar. There's the fractional. If you've ever held one of these dollars the fractionals are paper thin. Like when you get those mailers, which I know you all get a handful of those every day in the mail. About that
Right.
thin. I'm not going to pop it out right now, but it's
Oh, no, it's all right.
stock.
Thank you, everybody.
That's a cool one. That one's shaped like a heart.
Nice. Ooh,
And in fact, I have a matching. Some of your viewers may dig this one here. I found a meteorite.
Oh,
A handful of them. I found a stringer, and right in line. So I tumbled that one. I didn't realize that you weren't supposed to do that with meteorites.
But
But
why not?
Pretty. But those were found very, very close to each other.
Very nice, and they're both heart shaped.
Yeah. So I call them the twin hearts from the stars, because iron, nickel, cobalt, gold, silver.
Right. Now,
supernovas.
if it was a little lighter, it'd look like some of the platinum I used to find up on the South Fork Nooksack.
Oh, the
or
Nooksack.
Or up on Finney Creek.
Finney, yeah.
Ooh,
I know Finney Creek.
Nice.
Bunch of Tar Heels living up there.
Oh yeah, I had some buddies, and I had 3 mining claims up there.
That one's cool. That's at the Sacramento River.
Would be driving right through your neck of the woods to get to it. That's some nice stuff.
Yeah, this was the I picked up the GPZ 7000. I went on a mission back in 2023 I was real set on that axiom. I was like, this thing works. I figured it out. It finds gold, tiny gold, big gold. And I decided that, I was going to start teaching people how to use it. I had a ranch lined up that I was leasing, and I was guiding out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had people showing up with the detectors that I didn't know how to use. So I went on a mission. I put that on pause, and I decided that, I'm going to go and find gold with every detector on the market. So I think you've seen my detector wall. That's a fraction of what I have. But I picked up a GPZ 7000, and a buddy of mine sent me off to a general area. And I'm thinking, okay, if I dig anything, it's going to be trash, or it's going to be a good sized nugget. And the first piece was a flake about that big.
Okay.
Freaking kidding me? Like, I'm digging little bits of iron, little iron flakes, and then I'm digging that. And there's some old workings that went down in this drainage, and then
boom,
got the signal. Started digging it. A few hours later, pulled that one out.
Oh, nice. Very nice. But before we go any further, we're halfway through, about close. And I need to pee. Let's take a 2-minute and 11-second break.
Sounds good.
Either kick back, listen to the music, and watch some thumbnails from shows gone by last season. And we'll get back to some more questions. Everybody out there, think of some questions you might want to ask Nikko. He says he needs a whites. He probably has a whites.
Well, I've got the 24K. It says white right there on the box still. Garrett didn't pull that off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So give us 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and we'll be right back if everything comes out all right.
Take a break, but don't go far. Gold fever's burning like a shooting star. Grab a snack, stretch it out. Still more stories to talk about. Shovels in the dirt, pickaxes high. Treasures waiting, reach for the sky. Tuesday night hangout live, don't go away. We'll be back real soon, there's more to say. Legends of gold, secrets untold. The hunt's not over, there's more to unfold. From lost mines to rivers wide, prospectors digging side by side. Old time stories, brand new finds. Gold and treasure, history shines. Shovels in the dirt, pickaxes high. Treasures waiting, reach for the sky. Tuesday night hangout live, don't go away. We'll be back real soon, there's more to say. Legends of gold, secrets untold. The hunt's not over, there's more to unfold.
We're back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. And
Should we
I
put the
can
horn
hear
back
you.
on?
Huh? Yeah. Though they all love to say, hey, there's Aiden.
Yeah, this is figured I'd show this
Aiden
one off. This is my favorite
Brewer.
maybe second favorite nugget I've ever found. That was at the last Garrett Gold Challenge.
Nice. That's
so that
beautiful.
one is crystallized. It's got like a rattlesnake rattle going up the side of it. Freaking cool piece. And you know what? It didn't count.
Dan Hurd was jealous.
It didn't count.
It didn't count.
It didn't count.
What?
So yeah, it was the whole thing, it's not like a head-to-head, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna beat you and find more gold. It's about getting together and like one of the U hunts, it's not a contest, but it kind of is.
Right.
So the rules weren't fully fleshed out. And on Friday, I found that piece. And I'm thinking, all right.
I'm in there.
Going over now. It's crystallized. I mean, there's going to take a lot to beat that one. And then the next day, they announced that it started Saturday. So. But that's okay. It was fun. I got to meet a lot of people. Yeah, Dan Hurd was there. Jeff Williams, both of them. They're lunatics.
Pioneer Polly.
Polly wasn't there.
Not at that one.
No, he got. I guess he got stopped in customs or something. I don't know the whole story. So, yeah, hopefully he's at the next one. He seems like he's a riot. He's a character for sure. But yeah, those are some of my favorite ones. But most of the stuff I find
Yeah, but it all adds up. Those are some nice pickers and pokers and little nuggets.
They sound good.
I wouldn't be throwing them back.
No, I mean, some of these I'll toss them back, do the catch and release thing. You know, I'm all about conservation. So you throw it back, and then they grow up. They turn into flakes, then they'll turn into pickers, and then eventually, next thing you get a nugget. So,
I'm not sure
you know what I'm talking about.
It really works that way.
Oh, it could.
Never know, right? Nice. Some nice gold, huh, everybody?
So you've had a lot of people on. I know you had Jeff on.
Yeah,
I was watching that.
Times.
Yeah, he must have taken some diazepam or something like that, because he was a whole different Jeff than the Jeff that I met.
Well, he was confined to his back porch or his office or wherever he was sitting during the show. Maybe his wife, she is Latin American, so
yeah, I met his wife up there too. She's very nice. Yeah.
She seems nice. That's who I have to go through. I think I've had Jeff on at least twice, I think 3 times maybe total. And
there's a funny
I
clip.
always have to, I go through Lila.
Yeah.
To get to him.
Yeah, I can't message Jeff directly, but she'll respond. But I'm trying to plan something to go down there. And I also have a few mines here, some drift mines and some hard rock mines. I want to get Jeff and her out. And
Dorothy's like, question mark, let them go, let them grow, question mark.
There you go. There you go.
I wish I could highlight your comments, people, in my chat on StreamYards, but I can't.
Yeah, there's a funny clip.
Hello, you had a friend of yours earlier in the chat. I don't know if I can go back to it or not. Sounded like you probably knew him from the way he was talking.
Where was that?
No,
a while back?
Yeah, it was a while back. I can't go that far back anymore.
Oh, Paul. Hey, Paul. It's Nikko, not Nikki. Come on. Yeah, I know Paul. Yeah, Paul was really real generous. He invited me out to his club's claim, actually, last year. And it was over on the McCollum River. And Katie and the girls and I went down there and did some prospecting, and I did some sniping and found a few pieces of gold, and yeah, it's a beautiful spot. Yeah, Paul's a really nice guy. Like Paul.
Very good.
Yeah. Hey, Paul.
Thanks for subscribing. Ronnie Adventures, how you doing? Been a member for 2 months.
It's Valiant. Oh.
I used to use a green screen and have my office totally different. And I changed it over the summer and got rid of the green screen, and I rearranged my office. Everything's higher now because I have a stand-up, sit-down desk. So I'm trying to get used to my setup here.
Is it one of those electric ones with
oh no,
up and down?
No. It's just probably 2.5, 3 feet wide, deep. I can have 2 monitors on it and my keyboard. And I grab a lever and it lifts up. And I put in new desks and stuff that I salvaged from a job. So I'm in construction. Was a foreman. Industrial commercial. When I lived in Skagit Valley and out west, I was custom homes.
Okay.
And stuff. And the 22, 23 years I've been here now, it's all been industrial commercial.
So when did you leave Skagit? I moved there in 2000.
Oh, well, I left there way before that.
I was gonna say that's 21 years now. So.
Yeah,
I was working heavy concrete out there through the local 1532. Actually, we built a few projects out there that was pretty notable projects in the area. That was fun.
I had a couple of different jobs though. I worked for some fine home builders. I did remodel Woods Logging Supply for my friends that Jay Lyman and the White family. I did a lot of work for them at their houses at Big Lake. And you've probably seen the doors, front doors, the car decking doors with the big metal straps and the axe handles on it on Woods Logging. Ever been to Woods Logging in Cedar-Woolley?
I don't think so. I've been through Cedar-Woolley more times than I can count. But yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, if you lived up in Cape Horn and Concrete area.
Yeah,
unless you drove down South Skagit.
We'd go down South Skagit, but we'd also fish the there's a bar. It was right between not a drinking bar, but a gravel bar.
Right.
Burlington, and I think it might have actually been Cedar-Woolley. And when the chum and the humpies were coming up, it was just lined with guys plunking and
right,
big bags of oysters off from the tribal stands there on Highway 20. On the way out to Fidalgo.
I know it's changed a lot. Well, you live. Shoot, my youngest was born in Cedar-Woolley in 91. It was probably 98 when I left. I gave my ex-wife the house and I moved back down to Southern California for a little bit. I had work was kind of slow at the time. And I had work before I got there. And then I moved out here shortly after 9/11. I'm kind of like you. Before I even moved to Washington, I lived in like Arizona and out in the desert.
Yeah.
And all over where work would take me and stuff. I've been in construction one way or another for the most part since out of school. So
yeah, same here. I mean, I was in when I was in high school, I was writing code and basically spent my whole high school.
Yeah, so you were there. It's grown a lot since you've been there, but where the bridge is, what is it, the Loomis Casino there, right by the bridge. And you know where you could head towards La Conner, but you go over the bridge onto Fildago Island from the mainland.
Yeah.
There
So
was
before
a
you,
boat marina. I used to work for North Sound Marine on a reclamation dredge. And
okay. So like
I
by the
worked
shelter,
on the night crew that built that boat marina there right off of Highway 20
by the Shell
to the
refinery.
north before you go over the bridge, and the casino was on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I know that
I don't want
casino.
to bring up a map. I'm afraid I'll glitch.
Yeah, I used to stop by that casino every once in a while.
Yeah, Burlington was still pretty small when I lived there, and
It was small when I
Woolley.
moved out there, and
I'm
by the
sure
time,
it's grown a lot.
yeah, by the time I left for the last time in 09, it had definitely blown up. I don't think you can hear me, Ed.
I couldn't. Now I can. I tried a different cable for my earbuds, and I don't know. Are you still
Yeah, that
talking?
whole area, that whole area changed from 2004 to 2009. There was Northern Sports, which was in Mount Vernon on the south side of the Skagit, and that was like the big spot to get all your fishing and gear and your clothing and all that stuff. And then they opened up Sportsman's Warehouse, and then some other place, pretty much put them out of business. And then they just started opening up all kinds of big box stores. I think they had a Sam's Club, which I hear now is closed, but yeah.
My foster brother told me I wouldn't recognize it. And
I'd like to go back.
Well, next time I go there, because I still have a lot of friends and loved ones. My brother lives in Woodland, upriver from Woodland on the East Fork Lewis River.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's southwest, it ain't clear up by where we live, far from it. So, but I need to get
that area. I spent the last year I was there. I was living out of Port Angeles, working out of the shipyard there, and that was when there's the economic collapse. So I was doing work on the oil tankers that would come in for shutdowns or emergency repairs. Mainly did pipe welding. And you would think, that people still were buying gas and that these ships would still need service, but it just shut down completely. So there would be jobs that would come in for, sometimes it would be an overnighter, just fixing a steam pipe, or, small job like that. Sometimes it'd have a full shutdown for a week to 3 weeks, and you'd have to just live off that for 3 months or so and kind of make it work. So that's why I ended up coming back to California. The combination of that and breaking my back.
Yeah, I believe because when I first moved there, the mall in Burlington wasn't even built yet. And I'm sure that whole road there, I forget the name of it, it's on the west side of, I think it's on the west side of 5. It's been so long, I'm forgetting.
I know what you're talking about.
It goes from Mount Vernon to over the Skagit into Burlington, and That Ark Church was off of it. I forget the name of his place.
That main bridge, do you hear about that main bridge that went over the Skagit there between Mount Vernon and Burlington got basically collapsed about 10 years back? Like the I-5 bridge.
I think I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah, that was wild. Because that was a busy spot even when I was living there. People commuting down to Seattle area.
Well, with the border so close up in Blaine, and that wasn't too far up I-5 from us. At least when both of us lived closer to the I-5 corridor. But that kind of got too much for me. I wanted to get farther into it, and it was nice. I loved it up there. I could pan gold in Muddy Creek and catch salmon too.
Yep.
Right in my backyard. Muddy Creek would go right through my backyard when I lived on Medford Road.
Where is it? Up in Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, we built a pump station south of Cedar Woolley. The main power lines that went over there by the Skagit, what was that? The Skagit Steelhead Club? It was just south of that. And there's a reservoir up the hill. So we built a cofferdam and pumped out like 30 feet of water out of the Skagit River right there to build a pump station, and had to clean all that bedrock off. And this is back in 2007, I think.
Okay.
And I wasn't into gold at all. I didn't know anything about it, but for some reason I knew that it was on bedrock. And I remember asking my foreman, I'm like, is there gold in this river?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, there's a little bit. So I was kind of looking around, so there's always in the back of my head. And I got real big into the Gold Rush series when it first came out. I think I watched like the first 6 or 7 seasons like religiously. Didn't miss it. But it was still one of those things like, well, where am I going? I'm not going up to Alaska. What am I going to do? And I was out in the Bay Area at the time. So I guess it's always kind of been in there. It just took that spark of finding that first nugget just staring at me to.
I've actually found gold nuggets in Skagit.
Really?
South Fork Nooksack. Me and my friend Victor Manzo, we even found a heart-shaped platinum nugget on the South Fork.
Really?
He still has it to this day too. He won the flip for it, so he won the doggone flip. I lost it.
Yeah,
probably
I know
a good thing.
Gold there. Jason from Mount Baker Mining, and Metals. He's been working a
his hard rock mine's up in the Mount Baker mining district.
Right. And I don't know exactly where he's at, but I think he's on the side that feeds down into the South Fork of the Nooksack.
Oh, really?
I think.
That's a lot harder to get to than what comes because most of the Mount Baker mining district is north of Mount Baker Highway and north of the North Fork Nooksack. But I know there's quite a few mines up in there, even on the side that drains into the South Fork, and the Twin Sisters has a lot of olivine mines and some platinum occurrences. But I've found a lot of good gold, and when I used to fish a lot, got some good salmon on the South Fork too.
Yeah, the North Fork, man. I used to go up there and used to rappel down to get down in there. And there's a nice little small run, a summer run steelhead that would come up there, and a ton of big old kings. So I'd be fly fishing out there for these summer runs, and occasionally you'd hook into just a monster king. And they're darkened up. They weren't rotting yet, but they weren't chromers. You know, you couldn't keep them.
Right.
I remember just sitting there, had like a 9.5 weight, and I'm just like fighting it down through the rapids, and it was just a ton of fun. And then by the time
you lived way upriver, South Skagit. Now you were right by the mouth of the Sauk, weren't you?
Well, that's by Rockport. But yeah, I used to fish the Sauk a lot. I love the Sauk. The Sauk River is a magical place.
Are we making you homesick yet either, Bill? Now, Nikko, have you ever been over by Blewett Pass? There's some good gold in Blewett Pass. It's on the eastern side of the Cascades, on the dry side.
No, I haven't spent much time on it.
Peshastin Creek, I think it is. It's south of Wenatchee, or no, south of Leavenworth.
No, I drove through. I mean, I've driven through eastern Washington, and that's about it. The farthest east I would go would be like Ross Lake and Cascade River. So still a ways to go to, be hitting the Okanagan east side there. But I do have some bucket list rivers on the east side that I really want to go steelheading in.
There's some good gold in Blewett Pass, and like Liberty, Washington is, I want to say, north of Blewett Pass. My geography of Washington's kind of all skewed. I haven't kept studying since I don't live up there anymore, and doing my research like I used to a lot. And I don't drive there much anymore. But I believe it was in the Blewett Mining District, and then there's the Sauk Mining District, which is in the Liberty area, which they're on the same highway, I believe.
Well, that whole region, the Skagit used to feed into the Fraser, right? And the Sauk used to feed into the, what did it feed into? The Snohomish or the Skykomish?
Yeah, I believe it.
And it was only 12,000 years ago when the Sauk changed course. There's a landslide. So you had the Seattle River, you had the Sauk River coming down out of there to the White Chuck.
Right.
Down there. And then there's a landslide that cut that off, and then it started shooting up north into the Skagit.
Oh.
But even longer before then, I'm thinking, hundreds of thousands, maybe a couple million. The Skagit over by, I think it was probably by, we used to feed up north right into the Fraser. And then at some point it went, and it starts in Canada, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
They get pretty close if you go all the way up there. But
I could even see like the Nooksack flowing at one time, like past Sumas, up to Sumas, and into lower British Columbia and into the Fraser at one time.
Yeah. The North Fork of the Nooksack and the Sauk,
Kashmir, Washington.
They're very similar. They remind me a lot of each other. I think that's why I like both of them so much. But my heart's always been with the Samish River. That's why I got you that book.
Right. There's always been some good fishing on that river, from what I understand.
I got my biggest steelhead out of there. It was 22.4 pounds, big old native. And you've seen that river, and it's like you could barely call it a creek. But if anyone from that area,
It's a good book.
It's a good book. I just found out that this book still exists. It's called
Well, I'm
Samish
sure they
Memoir.
could get it through.
They have it
Like
on
the
Amazon.
Historical Society, Skagit Valley Historical Society, also out of Laconner, is it?
Yeah, but this is what I just found out today when I was talking to Ed before this. I didn't realize that I've got
And
the
it's
signed copy.
autographed.
Yep, by Lawrence and his wife. But this gives all the history of that whole region, that Bow Edison area. I mean, they used to just yard them out. But it's unfortunate what happened to the fisheries up there. I just heard, though, that last season they finally opened up the Skagit again after years for spring steelhead. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, speaking of my
Good old
youngest
steelhead.
son just ended up in the live chat. He was born in Cedar Woolley.
Who's that?
Retro Radical. That's my youngest.
Oh, hey.
Good old Skagit. He's a Skagit native. Skagit
Right
Valley
on.
native in the house. We've been reminiscing a little about home, Ian. Because
Yeah, I got a few of those racks back there from Skagit.
Nikko and I, we were both born in California. We both moved to Washington, and we went from Anacortes to way upriver. You went farther upriver, though, son.
Not too much.
No. Good seeing you, son. I've been thinking about you. Now, where were we? We showed some treasure.
Mainly talking
We have been all over talking about fishing and all kinds of stuff. But let's get to Motherlode Prospecting LLC.
Yeah, let's do that.
Now, what do you offer? There is a link to motherlodeprospecting.com down in the description.
Yeah, so I offer Garrett metal detectors. Soon I will be offering some other manufacturers as well. Some of these nuggets that you've seen today are actually on the site for sale right now.
Do you offer lessons also, kind of like Ray Mills does? And
yeah, somewhat like Ray Mills. I will be starting up courses again soon. I am working on a few leases right now, but yeah, I've got some pretty cool nuggets like that one and hematite that is for sale on the site right now. Everything from that size down to half grammars. And the only reason I haven't put more of them on there is because the price of gold is changing so much that I can't go in there every morning and update prices.
Right.
Last time I updated it, it was $4,400 an ounce.
Better buy it before gold goes up more, guys.
And there is a discount. Pay cash, cashier's check, or Bitcoin. 10% off on the gold.
Hear that, Mr. Lodek? Why Gold, thanks for putting Nikko's website out there. Brian Wilder in the house. How you doing, Brian?
Yep. And if you go to
That's American Gold
nikosnuggets.com,
Prospectors.
it'll bring you right to the gold.
There you go. Now, what? How old is? I forget the establishment date.
2024.
Okay, so you're fairly new.
Fairly new. So it's 2024.
How did you get? What made you decide to open up Motherlode Prospecting?
Well, initially I started working on building aftermarket coils for the Garrett Axiom. So I have a
Okay.
few prototypes, and right now my funding is going into basically renovating this entire house. But after that, I hope to have a couple coils available. And I also started building some titanium picks. So those are actually actively in testing right now. They're ultralight, great for hunting bedrock with the smaller ones. And then I have some big ones that make the Apex Extreme look small.
Okay.
With magnets that you can basically pick up a chunk of iron like that with them. So those will be up there eventually. It's just about get some other things in order, and hopefully we'll get that going. But right now I've been really focused on kind of the YouTube side of things and getting some good content up.
Okay.
And I tell people when it's deer season, everything stops. So nothing happens. I haven't picked up a metal detector in well over a month.
Now, have you thought about keeping the GoPro or whatever you use, DJI or whatever, on your chest while you're hunting?
Yeah, there's a video I just published that a few weeks back of hunting blacktail deer and the blacktail mule deer hybrids out here in Sierra Nevada. And it's a full video on hunting the low country, archery hunting. There's some grouse hunting up in the high country, up above the timberline, and some really cool footage, some good bucks. So if you check out the channel, Learn the Wild, I think you guys will like it if you're into hunting. If you're, I think it turned out great. So hopefully you guys like it.
Check it out.
Yeah, that was a lot of work in the making. A lot of footage that I had aggregated over the years and put together to make that video, because it's, when I'm out there in the woods, I shut everything out. So that's hard for me. I think it was back in 2012 I decided that I was going to start filming my duck hunts and deer hunts. And once I started doing that, I stopped killing stuff. So I sidelined that, and I started, once I started digging nuggets, I decided I'm going to start filming this because this is kind of cool.
There you go.
Then last year I decided, hey, I'm going to start filming my deer hunts, and Katie was on the channel. She was helping out with some of the filming as well, and that definitely helped. And but yeah, check out the video. Even if you're not a hunter, I think you guys will dig it.
Now, eventually, do you think Motherlode Prospecting might turn into like Motherlode Prospecting and Hunting Adventures or something like that?
I don't think so. I
just keep that with prospecting and prospecting only.
Yeah, it's more of a side gig for me, and it's more me just connecting with the community more than anything, and my curiosity and interest. It's like, for example, with the Axiom coils, I was, like I told you, I was real big on the Axiom when I first figured it out and learned it. and I wanted to learn what made it tick. So I talked to Garrett and I said, hey, I heard that you're open to aftermarket coils. Do you guys have like a developer program where you can give me some information on the coil design, on where to source certain parts that are compatible, that or my product would at least meet the expectations of Garrett's standards? And they said, yeah, we are open to people making coils, and no, we will not help you with that. So they're polite about it, but it was a no.
Right.
So that it was mainly just me trying to build a coil that was a little more sensitive, a little more rigid, that would punch a little bit deeper, be a little quieter. And I figured, hey, if I can get that going and get enough interest, maybe I'll get those and sell them. And the pick, same thing. It was, I told you I broke my back. So shaving off a half pound here, a half pound there, I mean, over the course of a hike or a dig, it all adds up. So I started building those for me. People were interested, and that's something that I hope to have for sale soon. But I have a separate day job that's completely different from all of this. I'm a software engineer, so that pays the bills and takes up my time, the majority of my time. So all this stuff is mainly for fun and meeting people in the community and introducing people. And I really love when I help someone get their first piece of gold. The smile, the excitement when they finally get that piece of gold and their pockets full of nails and lead and all kinds of other crap, and they've got that gold, that smile, that excitement is just, that's fun for me. So
when they're about ready to give up from all the boot tacks and pull tabs.
Yep. But if you're digging that stuff, the dirtier, trashier the area, the more chance that there's still gold, because most people will walk away from it.
Yeah, if they're finding a bunch of trash, yeah, not very patient. I'm gonna try somewhere else.
Yeah, so I'll find these spots that are basically old shooting ranges that no one wants to claim because no one wants to work them. There's no running water. Really, the only way to work it would be to somehow get the permits to do hard rock mining in California. Good luck. Or metal detect. And it's just iron and just crap everywhere. You have dumped cars that are rusted, rusted cans scattered everywhere, and
right,
that stuff. And I'm like, nobody is out here nugget hunting. Guarantee it. And if they are, they've gone through and they're like, screw this, they're walking away. So I'll work those spots, and I'll follow the old cuts, and I'll find the clues of where the old miners were, they had their sluice runs and things like that. And I'll pick those areas apart. And sometimes I'll spend several days just cleaning up trash. And once you get down below that trash. And
now, why gold? He's, like I said, Southern Californianer. He detects and goes to Arizona, mines with a friend of the community. He's like, now how about dry washing?
Well, a lot of these spots, they're old hydraulic pits. So they were chasing the cemented gravel.
Mm-hmm.
So they were breaking that up. They were taking that cemented gravel and they were running it through these rock crushers. So sure, you can dry wash, and I'm sure that you would find gold out there. But a lot of the pieces of gold that we find in these hydro pits, they're conglomerates. You got to break them open. You get a good signal, and you smash it with your pick, and you break it up, and you
right
find out where it's at. And sometimes it's just a little itty bitty bit in a big chunk of what literally looks like a chunk of concrete.
Yeah.
Usually with
Rob,
blue.
I'm sure Rob knows what conglomerate looks like or real hard pan stuff.
Yeah, some of the stuff is just, yeah, it's probably more durable than the roads that you're driving on.
Oh, well, I'm sure it's a lot like caliche, yeah.
Caliche is quite a bit softer in my experience, but I've only hunted out in the desert where the caliche's at for 3 days. Well, 3.5 days.
David Villa says, do a nighttime soil push. Now, have you had the opportunity to been able metal detect on Dave from Gold Bay's claims in the Motherlode?
Yeah. I've been to the Colorado quartz mine. In fact, where's that piece at? That big one with the hematite in it.
Okay,
I didn't find this. I got that from Dave. I'll switch the camera. So yeah, I made a trade with him for a few pieces. So I started hunting
nice.
hunting tailing piles, and I said, "Hey Dave, I need some pieces that are kind of typical of what you might find in these old throwaway piles." So I went down there with a little bit of cash and then some gold that I had refined, and picked up some of these, basically for me to stick in an old tailing pile and run my detector over it. And then I've also I've detected on their some other claims of theirs as well.
Okay. Have you gone to like some of the tailing piles from the old bucket lines and worked those?
I have.
Because I've heard of nuggets bigger than the classification going right out to the tailing pile. How'd you do on those?
I have found some good pieces out there. I have not found the boulder yet.
Yeah.
But I do have a couple friends, and man, I don't know if he's in here right now watching. I can't say his name, but the dude is probably my best friend in the prospecting community. He's one of the only people I really detect with ever. And he's got some hot spots where he's pulling out, pieces that are over a pound out of those spots. The stuff they left over when they went and had the mules scraping down the hillsides and
right
running stuff through. Yeah, there's been some incredible pieces that he's gotten out of there. So I'll have my time, my moment. I'm sure eventually, if I keep this up, new opportunities are always opening up. There's people that hit me up and they're like, "Hey, I've got I've got this property, and there's some mines here, and there's tailing piles, and come on out and check it out." So yeah, sure. So a lot of the people I've met have reached out, and
was that Garrett hunt you went to invitational?
Yes. Yeah. With the Garrett hunt, you get a phone call or you don't.
Right. They obviously they know you run a Garrett, so they probably wouldn't have called you if all you ran was, let's say, a Fisher or Mine Lab.
Well, I don't want to say too much, but the last Garrett dig, they had a handful of people that were just relic hunters, and they had some people that actually were not detectorists. Were not
Okay.
prospectors. And they got their first gold nuggets. I don't know if you guys have heard of Fishing Garrett Galvin. He goes down. He lives down in Florida, and he catches Burmese pythons and removes them out of the Everglades because they're an invasive species.
Oh, okay.
The guy's got like 7.8 million followers on Instagram. I think more on TikTok and
So they invited him up.
They invited him down. Man, nicest guy ever.
Cool.
But like I even told him to his face, "You're a lunatic." I mean, he just posted a reel on Instagram the other day or on Facebook where he's got this king cobra that must be, God, I couldn't even gauge the size. It had to be over 7 feet long, but the head was like flared out like that.
He's playing with the king cobra.
King cobras. He posted another one with this blue and white sea snake. He went. He's catching coral snakes, and man, it's yeah. They had him out there. He got his first gold, and he was super stoked. And he actually ended up winning not the contest itself, but he got an honorable mention for coming out there and learning how to do it and finding his first gold. And yeah, everyone was stoked for him. And he's one of those guys, like you can't dislike him. Like there's a few people in the community that can rub you the wrong way, and I'm probably one of them.
He follows him.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to a guy at work who lives in Florida. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this guy down there. He's we were talking about his wedding or something like that. I'm like, well, you already live in the tropics, so I mean, where are you going for your honeymoon? Just staying in Florida? And then we got to talking about that guy. He's like, oh yeah, I follow him on TikTok. So yeah, he's pretty well known. Aqua Chigger was out there.
Oh, Bo, yeah.
Yeah, Bo's out there. That guy's funny. It cracks me up.
He was fun on the show. He's one of my first big guys. Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who Garrett was. I didn't know who Bo was. And I don't know. I kind of stay in my bubble of YouTube content. If I don't happen to come across it, and
Bo's really well known on this side of the country, and since so, Rob, isn't Bo from like Virginia or Maryland? And he does a lot of silver war hunting and
it's funny,
river hunting and stuff. And I know he goes out west like every year though, and up to Alaska he goes all over. Garrett takes that man all over the country.
Yeah, he I think he's down. I thought he was down in the south somewhere, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's Maryland or West Virginia or somewhere up in that area. He hunts a lot with a friend of mine from Pennsylvania and another relic hunter.
See, that's something I haven't gotten into much. And I come across various relics, and I don't know what I'm looking at. So I have various. I keep all my trash. Every single piece that I find, I keep. If it's plastic, I'll toss it.
Well, you're gonna you could come across some Spanish artifacts in that area and
Chinese coins.
Chinese coins, yeah. I up above the American River at my friend Bennett's house. We were metal detecting the creek that flows behind his house. And I actually found a brass button mold.
A button mold.
Yeah. And from the research I found, it was from the late 1800s. And because I could see them melting their fine gold and pouring it, making a button, you know.
For casting. I see.
Yeah.
Like for pressing like a
Oh,
flat
like a button.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was a little copper mold about yay deep. Probably could pour an ounce button in it. And
Yeah,
I'm in
meaning
Brad from Green Mountain Metal Detecting. Oh, very cool.
Oh, Florida pays them to get rid of those pythons. Right on.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bounty out for that stuff. I remember
so
when
many followers, though. I'm pretty sure that the channel monetization is bread and butter, and that's probably just a bonus.
no, not a uniform button mold, Devavia. A mold for gold smelting. I sold it. Bedrock Bennett. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's on the hunt for
it
a
was
20-footer.
actually behind this guy's house that I found it.
Yeah.
This guy here, Bedrock Bennett, in my chat room right now, Nikko. That guy, he should be a legend.
Where's he located at?
In the Motherlode.
What part?
Not far north of the Feather River. No, not Feather River. American River, right, Bennett?
All right.
I can't say exactly because I don't have a map right in front of me. But I believe he's not far from the Discovery Park. He's north of it quite a ways.
Okay.
It's a great guy. Great guy. I saw my friend Toledo Jess digging a hole on that day. I found that mold thing. I was with Bedrock Bennett here, and he was operating a gold bug, or I mean, not a gold bug, but a Gold Monster 1000. I was running a Equinox 800, and No Tell'em Creek. That's right. And
I know that one. Yeah, that's my favorite creek.
He was digging and getting it sounded really good, and it was saying non-ferrous and stuff. And then finally, I think you actually ended up finding it for him because we didn't know you couldn't use the edge of the coil for what's
Pinpointing?
For pinpointing it like you could with like some of the PI machines and stuff. But Jesse ended up finding a little piece of like aluminum foil up by some roots. But he was digging like to China, and he's like, I still hear it. And instead of checking the walls of the hole for his target, he was still trying to dig down. Remember that time, Bennett?
I've done that a handful of times, Ed, where I just kept digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And mainly it's happened with the GPZ 7000.
Like, this is deep.
I'm like, okay, there's something big down there, and I got my pick, and I've got my pry bar, and I'm rolling out boulders and it's like, where the hell is this thing at? And then I find out it's a freaking aluminum can, 4 inches deep, 3 feet away. Shit. But yeah, that's detecting for you. But I mean that's how it goes too for finding smaller gold. You gotta move all those rocks and
yeah, rocks. Gotta dig the trash to find the treasure, and
yeah.
Bennett, for sure. If I'm able to get out there next July, we need to hook up, buddy. Maybe Top Cat will let me use his good detector or something.
I got extras, Ed.
Steel toe with boots on.
Steel
the
toe
less
boots.
I pack, the less I have to worry about. If I could just throw my backpack on with a hammock and stuff and go, and not worry about bringing a mask, snorkel, or wetsuit, or my metal detector or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because last time I went there,
that'll kill your hunt. I made that mistake one time, and I couldn't get that 7,000 coil far enough away from me. It was like every swing. Yeah. So yeah, the last pair of boots I just bought, I was real careful.
Don't get steel. Yeah. No steel shanks and no steel toes, right?
Yeah. So I picked up a pair of these Georgia boot ATX loggers, but they have no steel toe in them. They've got a little bit of metal on the on the lace ups, but not enough to throw anything off. But usually I'll be using my Romeos.
Bennett's a great guy, brewer. Jeff Bro. He's trying to make dinner right now.
Bennett.
We call him Bedrock Bennett.
You the guy with the big beard that runs a 7,000? Or is that a different Bennett?
That's probably a different Bennett. I don't know. Bennett, do you have a big beard now? He prospects quite a bit with like Todd Clark, Top Cat Prospecting, or America Prospecting.
And,
believe
it or not, I don't watch much prospecting.
Much other TV in the videos. Well,
I did when I was starting out, and but yeah, a lot of it's kind of the same content. There's a few content creators that I do watch, like Mike Cleary with 530 Mining. I like his stuff. Mike's a great dude. Dan Hurd, always. I mean, you gotta love Dan, but Dan's he's taken a step back. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh yeah, he's slowed down.
He's basically kind of doing what I was doing with some of these videos I've put out recently, is tapping into older footage and stuff that was saved for like B-roll and whatnot, and making clips out of that. And there was a rumor, I guess, going around that he was retiring, and he's like, no, I'm not retiring yet.
Not totally. He's just slowing down, more time with his family.
Yeah.
Kids grow up fast. Too fast.
I know.
I doubt if my son is still in here, but too fast.
I know. My boy's 19 now, and
next you'll turn around one day like mine. My babies How old are you now, Ian? 34? Oh my God. My kids every year make me feel old and old and older.
Yeah.
Bedrock Ben had said one of my best nuggets was underneath the tin can. But the old timers used to hide gold in tin cans and crimp them up and throw them in the. Did I lose you again on my end?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, no, I was just giving a big thumbs up because back when I used to dig everything, I would say most pieces of gold that I found were in the same pocket as nails and other trash. Almost every piece. But the creeks that I usually detect or the areas I detect are pretty trashy, so you kind of have to. But there are some spots that have been worked over for 30, 40 years, and every time a new detector comes out, it kind of opens up new ground, and a lot of the trash has been removed. So I'm waiting for the new technology. The Gold Monster 2000 just came out. I'm waiting to hear some side-by-side comparisons with the Manicore and the Equinox 900. And it's been 12. I think we're coming up on 12 years now since the GPC 7000 came out. And then what are we at? 3 or 4 years for the 6000 and the Axiom. So, and then
530 boys.
Out. So, every time these detectors come out, opens up new ground. Go back at those spots that you dug something before and hit it again.
You're right, Bennett. American Prospecting, Top Cat, and Two Toes Gary. Yeah, they're very good detectors too.
Yeah, Gary's great. Steve, Mike, all of those guys are good people. Cody and I have been talking lately too. I like Cody Blanchard with he's gonna hate me because I forget. Heritage Prospecting.
Okay.
Yeah, I met him at the Yuma Nugget hunt. He's a really nice guy. So,
well, maybe I'll see you in July and get to meet you on the river.
You going to the next Yuma hunt?
I want to. I saw my friend Chris Price in here earlier. Keen Prospector. We were talking about going next year.
We'll do a GoFundMe for a plane ticket if you need it, man.
Well, I was kind of working on something. I was gonna make like a thermometer in my goals and enough for airfare and a rental car and do stuff like gold and silver donation rise. Like I have a 0.5 gram flash bucket here with some silver quarter and silver half, 90%, or no, that's 40% there. Then some other silver here, and
nice.
Figure out some other ways to raise some money to go out there.
Yeah, I've got the pay dirt on my site too, but I haven't really pushed it. It's just kind of up there.
Yeah, I don't push much of anything I have available, like shirts or pay dirt.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I've pushed lately is mainly some of the nuggets I've put up, and that's mainly just to put toward the home renovations. And
right.
And I got asked by a friend last night, why, what do you do with all that gold you find? I'm like, can't keep it. I'm selling some of it, And I guess if you're not a gold prospector, it's hard to kind of imagine, but it's.
Oh, there was a time I used to save everything, and I had it all divided in different vials. Every trip was a different vial. And I could tell you, this came from Upper Finney, this came from South Fork Nooksack, this came from the Skycomish, this came from the Yuba, this came from the Feather, this came from the Klamath or the Rogue, but pretty much now I'm going to be downsizing here really soon, before too long, and then I'll just find it to sell it to move on to my next adventure. I want to be a lot more nomadic in my retirement.
You know what? I want to be more nomadic in my later years of working, and that's kind of my goal right now too. So I'd
like to be able to continue freelancing and prospecting and be more nomadic and take advantage of situations I have available to me and travel. Even though in my younger years I've been to all the lower 58 states and into Mexico and most of the provinces of Canada in the lower sections, of course, not like way up in the Caribou or way up into the Yukon or nothing. Still need to get to Alaska though.
That's where I need to go. I have a friend who he's been trying to get me to go up to Alaska for a couple of years, and he's got a place up there and a float plane. Like, we can land on any lake or gravel bar and pretty much prospect anywhere and hunt, and it's never worked out. And now my son, he's grown, he's moved out, so I've been taking everything in this house, moving it into a big storage unit, renovating it, getting ready to rent it out if I need to, and just gonna start filming and adventuring. And I had my son kind of young, I think I was 21 and 22.
There's some advantage. It's hard, but there's some advantages to that. I'm glad I didn't wait till I got really old to have kids. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What you saying, Bennett? I got a 6,000 and went over all my old patches. I found more gold, but nothing of size, all small pieces. The biggest was maybe a pennyweight. The 600 has yet to pick out bigger pieces in old patches. Cody and Mountaineer Matt.
Mountaineer Matt, you in the chat?
You are really working hard as well.
Yeah, I know, Matt. We were supposed to get together and hunt this lease I had a couple years ago, and then he went off the radar. That ship sailed. So
Swiftwater Tony in the house. Hey, Scott, how you doing, Swifty? It's coming on your season here. Winter's getting close. Get out. Go find some gold.
Haven't you guys in the chat, anybody run the 2000 yet? The Gold Monster 2000? I'm curious about that.
Well, didn't it just come out like a week ago or two?
It just came out. Dealers are just getting them in.
I should ask Jack Tucker in Arizona.
I know
I think
Cody ran it. He got one in. He's supposed to be putting out a video. I know that Brass Medic Mark Dayton, he went and just put out an hour-long video. I gotta watch that. That's on my watch later list. He's not a gold prospector. He's a relic hunter, but he hunts so much that he just finds a bunch of nuggets. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We talked on the phone a bit about the machine, and he was saying he's pretty impressed with it. So
nice.
yeah.
Ask the nugget shooter in Arizona.
Which one?
Yeah, I'm sure he's talking about Bill Southern.
Oh yeah, Bill.
Nugget shooter journals. I know that's where Brian bought his metal detector from. And he just, and Bill Southern, yep, and Tammy.
Well, if any of you guys are out in near Calaveras County and you're looking to get into metal detecting, reach out. Let me know. I have pretty much all the machines, so you're welcome to try them out. And if you like them, you can take one home.
There you go. I'm sure you can contact him through his contact page at motherlodeprospecting.com.
Yep, Nikko at motherlodeprospecting.com. Shoot me an email, and I'll show you the pros and cons of everything. And honestly, like, I'm not going to tell you something just to sell you a machine that I sell you. And you can ask some of the other dealers. I've sent a lot of business to people that sell MindLab. I don't sell MindLab yet.
Yeah.
But if I find that MindLab machine's a better machine for you, I'll send you to a dealer that I trust that will get you set up. So, like I said, it's kind of a side gig for me, so it's not that big of a deal if I miss a sale or not. So feel free to reach out, and yeah, happy to help you out.
Heath Doty, my friend out of New York, says, come to New York or Vermont. And don't believe American Gold Prospector. There's gold in New England and
I know
really good stuff.
Adam Samarco and I have been going back and forth for like 3 years now. And every time he's on his way out to California, I'm like, dude, swing on by, let's go metal detect. And then he always ends up on the Yuba River panning and sluicing. Adam, if you're watching this, fucker.
Adam might be in here. I'm friends with Adam. Actually, first time I met Brian Wilder, I was with Adam in Vermont.
But one of the things we talked about was him coming out and detecting, and then me heading out there and joining him and filming, because I'm actually working on a documentary on modern gold prospecting, and I've put it on hold. But if anybody's interested in being in it and wants to kind of show what they do and talk about how they got into it, whether they do it as a hobby or maybe they I don't know, you might be a miner, that's fine too. Basically, I want to tell the real stories of what it's like. And you know what it's like. It's not always going out there and finding 10, 12 grammer like that. It's a lot of dust, and that's the reality of it. But there are people out there like the unnamed that I didn't mention earlier that are finding 1 pound pieces and bigger. So if you wanna be a part of that, reach out. Also, Nikko at motherlodeprospecting.com. There are a couple trailers on the Learn the Wild YouTube page, so you kind of see the format that I'm trying to go with, and happy to feature you if you have a story to tell. And it doesn't have to be anything exceptional. It doesn't have to be, hey, I found a 1 pound piece.
Right.
Hey, my family and I, we go out and
have a good time.
We have a good time, and well, that's from last year,
It's all good.
Stuff. Just I want to tell the stories of what it's really like, and I want to show that we're not all a bunch of rednecks. I mean,
you don't want to have it exaggerated, like, let's say, Backyard Gold with Dave Turin.
Zip.
Ranch, how you doing, John? Carlos, how you doing, mi amigo Carlos? Swiftwater, why aren't you out digging? Get to your claim and dig, buddy. Make White Gold some money. Dig,
Adam's
dig,
truck
dig.
broke. Adam's vehicle is always breaking. What's the deal with that?
And I think you're right, Heath. I believe he's selling his dredge. It's an old. Talking to Swiftwater.
I've got 2 dredges I'm selling too, by the way. I got a 2-inch and a 3-inch. If anyone's interested.
And I believe Adams is a keen. Yeah, I haven't seen Adam for a while. I need to hook up with that boy. He's a cool guy, and he's a very talented concrete worker.
Yeah, that's one thing that stood out, because I used to work concrete when I was up in Washington. I used to work for Fisher and Sons out there, doing heavy form work, and I've seen some of his stuff, and it's great. Like some of the he'll do like outdoor pizza ovens and decorative stuff.
Or
really
fire rings and stuff. Yep. Some really good work, some really nice like compasses and patios and patio stamping.
Yeah, if you're out there, where's he at? He's in he's not in Maine, is he?
No, Adams in Massachusetts. Like,
like concrete.
Brian.
Hit that guy up.
A couple of my favorite massholes are in the room right now. Hey, we have Graveyard Prospecting all the way from Oregon in the
You're
house.
On Backyard Gold. I watched the first episode, and I only watched it because Jim Egan was on it, and Jim's a local detectorist out here in my neck of the woods that I come across from time to time. So I had to watch that episode. And then
he talks about that big old nugget he found metal detecting.
Which one?
Which one? Right. It sounds like my friend Bennett. See any new faces in here I haven't addressed in a bit? Yeah, I did notice Adam commented on a thread we were talking about when I was like first talking about asking you to join me on the show, even though we talked about it before you sent me that book. That was over 6 months ago, I think, when you sent me that book, wasn't it?
It's been a while, yeah.
Well, it was way before summer, I think.
Yeah, definitely before then. Man, I was so stoked when I found that they were still selling that thing. I couldn't believe it. Like, that made me so happy. It's just such a good book. If you're not from the area, you probably, it's doesn't mean anything. But
Right. But
yeah,
we both lived in Skagit Valley and know that area. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
got quite a bit from it, and I appreciate you sending me the book.
I knew you would, and I'm glad you did.
Well, it's 10 o'clock. Nikko, time flies when you're having a good time.
I told you we were supposed to keep this about an hour.
I know, I'm sorry. Just time
No,
flies.
this is great. This is fun.
I'm glad you had a good time. I break your live streaming cherry. You know, I love it. You have great people in your live chat like I do right now. Rob and I are in Zoom talking about Nikko's YouTube channel, and his link is not working. Huh. Odd.
Not working.
Not working. What? I don't know why.
Might have to search for it with spaces in the name.
I took it. It's StreamYard's been being really wacky. I might have to go back to my old ways of streaming with OBS again. Yeah, for those. Oh, I copied the wrong thing. Check out. Okay, Y Gold has it. Very good. They're putting it out there now.
Right on. Yeah, subscribe. There's some cool stuff on there. There's some older stuff on there that, you know, when I was kind of finding my groove on how to put content together, but some of the newer stuff I think is pretty great. I've been putting a lot of effort into it, and if you hate it, let me know. If you love it, let me know
Just
too.
go out, subscribe. You'll see him find some good gold and stuff, and I'm sure you'll like it.
We'll have some more hunt stuff on there.
Wrench repair and prospecting subbed.
Right on. Thank you.
Good seeing you, Graveyard. Dickhead Johnson, Heath. Yeah, you could, hope you hit it twice. So, funny, Ed, we both got 404 on the link you posted.
Yeah, when you
in
the link you just
description.
the D is not part of the link, Ed.
Really?
Yeah, the blue stops at the L, but yeah, if you search for it, you'll find it.
He's saying the one in the description. Okay, the one I posted in the room works. So
yeah, so it's a little different format than some of the other stuff you'll see. I try to have a little bit of fun and goof off, and you know, it's not your typical content. So, but I am moving to some different formats for some of the videos, like the deer hunting stuff, where it's, you know, a little closer to what you might see, like watching Meat Eater with Steve right now. Less about the hunt, more about the chase and the
right,
and just being connected with nature and things like that. So always appreciate feedback and trying to grow the channel and, you know, make something of it.
Mr. Lodak has a Zoom meeting after party going on over at our friend's website, goldprospectorspace.com, home of Prospectors Radio, which is live every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Time. Next week is Open Line Tuesday, and again, my friend at the Matt Cave at prospectorsdream.com. We'll be giving away another monthly, be sponsoring another monthly giveaway. Then Lion, I think I just might have booked my last date for next month, but I forget who's on my guest list, so forgive me, guys. And I was looking up at the wrong camera. So I have some post-production work to do, and then I have my commute tomorrow morning. Wake up early, drive 3 hours. Oh. It ain't bad. It's 3 hours total. It ain't bad. Hour and a half in the morning, hour and a half at night.
Well, hopefully it's mainly country roads, because an hour and a half in traffic is about equal to about
No,
4
it ain't bad. I-75 that early isn't bad. I average about 75, so it ain't bad. And I'm most of the time I'm on country highway anyway.
Yeah, if it's country highway, I don't mind too much. If it's a beautiful drive.
Yeah, it isn't bad. And I take the same way every morning, but I have like 5 ways I drive home. Break it up a little bit. Everybody, thanks again for joining us tonight. Hope to see you all next week for another great show. Thank you very much again, Nikko, for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me, and I will be seeing you in July next year.
There you go. I like that attitude. Positive.
Hopefully soon.
And all of you, until next time, may you always have a flash in your pen. And you know what I like to say? It does happen. Maybe one day too, we'll meet you on the river. But this very second, right now, we're out of here. Where's my camera? There you are. We're out of here.
Tuesday Night Hangout Live. We've had our fun. The camaraderie was strong. The night's been won. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is for all of you. Flash Fan forever. We'll keep the vibe. Catch us next time. Let's keep
Night
it
comes to a
live.
close. We're feeling great. Flash Fam is together. Whenever it feels just right. The wonderful guests, good times, and so much fun. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will return very soon. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fantastic time. Camaraderie is strong, and we're built to last. Till next time, we look forward to seeing you again. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will be back soon. Give us a like. Don't say goodbye. Just see you later. Flash Fam forever. Until we meet again.